Good morning and good evening, everyone. Welcome to day one of SQL DBA for SQL DBA with AI classes. Today we are just going to discuss about what AI is and how AI works, how simple it is. In this is going to be a very simple class. No complex explanations involved. Only in this theory part, and also we'll be showing you a simple example how anomaly detection is done using AI in SQL DBA activities, especially on security. Okay, first of all, AI is a very simple human. AI is a system which will mimic like a human. Means, in short, till now, when we perform programming, we have to write down if and else conditions. Can you see my screen? Just confirm me. If and else conditions. And those is huh, if else conditions or any conditional statements are there or is any for loop each are there, case statements are there. Those statements are implemented. Those statements are followed. Okay, if one is equal to two, if it is true, then do this. If not, do this. This is how traditional programming used to work. Right? Agreed with me? Only script execution depends upon the conditions and loopings implemented over there. But when it comes to AI, it is a far better steps towards programming where it can it cannot collect the data. We have to collect the data. It is going to collect the once collected data. We are going to submit it to the AI. Then that raw data is analyzed, cleansed, analyzed, reporting is done, and suggestions are done, predictions are done, anomaly is done. Okay, everything is done by trial and error methods in some cases. Okay, examples of a self-driving car. It's a trial and error method. Next comes the AI for machine learning. Okay, it is a simple program which will read the historic data, analyze it, give us the results, implement the results. If it gives us the results, if it shows us the results, then that is generative AI. If it suggests what can be done after showing the results, then that is agent AI. Everything is automated. Strong automation is called an agent AI agent. Okay, if everything is done by it, then that is agentic AI. As simple as that. In this today's class, uh, what is it? How do you perform or how do you collect the slow running query? Or else, how do you think that what which weight stats give is the culprit for slowness? We just have to collect the historic data. Okay, where do we have history? How can we collect historic data? Traditional default trace, one, right? Second thing is the far better thing is extended events. Third one is audit. Fourth one is error log. Yes, I'm speaking about XP underscore read error log, SQL Server error log. And the seventh one is event log, Windows events or any events. Eighth point is our custom error log. You give it a text file, CSV file. It will collect the raw data, arrange it, and show you the details. Clear till here? It must be we must be clear at this point so that next options will be very easier to analyze. That's That's the point. Just don't. Okay. Collecting the data, historic data. How can we collect historic data? Audit, database level audit. Yes. Uh, One point to remember. For example, you may get it out that extended events are there. Okay, I will collect those details. That file must be separate. His extended file must be separate. Default trace must be separate. And all this separate data is collected and stored in different types of files. That's okay. If it is a CSV file, text file, any file, Python can do it, right? I will just show you a very simple example. I just got a feedback from many people that class is very slow, points are very basic. The reason is, yes, starting will be very basic. As everybody are new to AI, we have to follow some slow things. Yes, the far most thing we forgot is DMVs. DMVs are collect the server related data, or query related data, query execution related, EC connection related, everything historic data. But they can store the data last reboot to till now. If your server is rebooted, all the DMVs will be cleared and you will not be able to collect the historic data from it. This is the phase one. Yes. I don't want to connect. I don't want to configure extended events. I don't want to use default trace. I don't want to connect to the event IDs, event logs, Windows event. I'm speaking about Windows events log. Then solution is very simple. If you have monitoring, you will be having any monitoring, right? Spotlight, Foglight, Grafana, Nagios, anything. If that monitoring supports API, we can pick that API, integrate it here in our AI, and we are done. Okay. Now I will just show you a simple example. Okay. A very simple example. Here you see I am using Python with class libraries, no subscription required, no need to connect your Python, no need to connect your SQL server to the world by using a API. Nothing doing. It's just Python has got some API library files which are AI enabled, ML enabled. Okay, those class libraries are used to perform anomaly. What is anomaly? Anomaly means something unusual or abnormal that does not follow the normal pattern. That is the definition of anomaly. Okay, here if you look at this screen, can you see it? This is my program. I will just increase. Oh shit! I'm sorry. Sorry. In this program, now in this program, just one. In this program, in these 6 lines of program, can you see any if conditions, any confirmations? Anybody want to confirm? First line, import pandas scalar isolation forest. Okay. There afterwards it is going to read it. Data is equal to pd.read csv. It is going to read a file called as login activity.csv. Our model isolation forest. That's it. Nowhere it is written if else conditions, nothing is there. Okay. But and also I will open the file and show you activity file and show you. Open not AI agent, it must be E files, login and anomaly detection, all files, login. Here, this is the login file I have created. Just observe, nothing unusual, right? Time, user, IP. How did I collect this? This one I have collected using audit. I show you. Okay. It's taking much time. 16 CPU and 32 GB of RAM. Okay, management should be slow. Okay, I am just showing you how that data is collected. This is my local instance. In this, there are objects, security, audits. This is how login details are collected. Whoever logins here, any wrong details or password, it is just going to audit and keep the data. Okay. Once that is done, what I am going to do is I am just going to open this audit file. Not here, we can open this audit file. Else store the data into a table. It's a traditional DBA task only, like this. Here it is, local machine and all the login details, and just right click and save results as txt file. This is what I am showing you in a simplest manner. If not, you can write a program, update your Python file to directly access this table and give you the details. Now let's go into the demo part. You can see that import pandas. Pandas is nothing but a data frame. In IT world, it is just like a big single Excel sheet. Okay. What I have done, I'm just going to read the CSV file. I have to put it in a place, right? Place it somewhere. That's why import pandas as PD. There afterwards, read CSV, pd.read CSV. In that data frame, I am going to dump my data, which is a raw data, and then use it to extract the date and time and give me the results. Okay. I'm just going to pick the anomaly. I just explain you how this will be achieved. I will just execute my query and show you the result. Where it is to execute cd py files, cd sql, cd01, cls. Here, Python login anomaly.py. Okay, when I execute this query, how do we execute a Python file? Python, just write on Python followed its file name. That's it. And want to schedule it in a task, or want to schedule it in a SQL Server agent, same terminology as we do in how, what is that, batch programming, or else want to schedule a PowerShell in SQL agent job, same as that, same options. It's just take time. I will just to show you. Here, this option is there, right? Operating system cmd.exe. You can select it and do it. Else, PowerShell also you can do it. Okay. Upon execution, you can see now this is the result. Anomaly is detected, and this is the result. What is the results? IP is same. Users are different. Time is also same. Just I will open that file. That will give you a clear idea. This is the file. It has reported that these four, SA, SAM, 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 SAM. These reports are reported as anomaly. How? Logic is very simple. Everywhere login is between some 8 to 12 only. But here the login time is 2 a.m. 2 a.m. And at the same time they have logged in, then thereafterwards it is reported as anomaly. In the same way, for this, okay, now I will show you how this is created. A simple explanation about, yeah, here about isolation, sudden slow queries, where we can use this anomaly, sudden slow queries, disk IO spikes, temp DB spills, data files usage, index. What in a production environment, what is the best thing we do? What is the best option we do? We create two files or three files. Data file we keep it in a different space. For indexes we create a different file. Data files. I'm speaking about data files, and want to find out how those data files are doing. We can find it out, but indexes, how those indexes disk IOPS are performing, we can find it out by using this anomaly detection. Blockings, deadlocks, every day blocking is occurring, that does not make a difference. But all of a sudden, in an odd time, blocking is occurring, or else in an odd time, which where no users are connected over there, nothing is working over there. But that time, if you are getting blocking, if you are getting a deadlock, that is suspicious, and that we need to work on it. Same with the buffer cache drops without warning. Memory pressure. We can use this same script to analyze slow running queries, disk IO spikes, blockings and deadlocks, memory pressure, and everything. Very simple. Here you can see, as said before, in this script, it is just reading a text file, but we can directly use DMVs, pick the DMVs, run an isolation forest. Isolation forest is available in SQL, is a class library. It's a library where anomaly, it helps for anomaly detection. Okay, there is another this is a library, right? For XG Boost is there, NumPy is there. These are all for predictions, capacity planning. Those comes into existence when we speak about capacity planning. Simple, reading the raw data and marking them. If normal, it is going to mark it as internally, not everywhere. Internally, it is marking as one. If anything is there, it is going to. If we want to alert us, then it is going to be -1. Okay. Here also, if we will look at nowhere, simple, the same thing. Here, same thing. Pandas data frame. It's an Excel sheet in Python. A single Excel sheet. Skylearn import isolation forest. AI abilities for anomaly detection. Weight types.csv. Reading a text file. Differentiating with wait times, CPU spike and disk in a single file, then marking it as ranking. If anything is okay, one. If it needs any alerting, then it is -1. In short, if we see -1, then remember there is an anomaly. Very simple, right? No complex programming, no third party internet connecting, but ability to use your AI in our environment. Okay. One thing everybody knows, yes, everybody says, yes, it is good to have AI. Perfect. I also, everybody agrees. But will your boss agree that you want to connect your production server to the internet? Or you want to, will your boss, will you agree to grant complete access to AI for your production servers? No, right? That's why we what the main topology of this class is, let's starting SQL DBA AI in a simplest way. Then once everybody gets an idea how, okay, what AI is, okay, what anomaly is, what prediction is, what fault detection is, how this can be used. If everything is done in that way, in that way, or else we can, what we can do with this. Okay, in this era, security, SQL DBA, security is the most concerning part over there. Okay, you have a users of, you have a database, we have a 10,000 users. For those, or else one users might be, when we go for a SOC audit, we have to make sure that limited access is granted to the users. No single users must be granted permissions. If at all you want to grant permissions, that permissions must be a group, group, not for a single users. Single users you can't. You can use AI to detect that permissions in your environment. For example, if you group is there, okay, you are a part of a group. That's okay. There is another group. If a group can be a part of multiple groups. Okay, a developers are there, IT developers are there. If you bring that IT developers group and add it into SQL DBA, he will have complete DBA permissions. Right? We can find out by using AI and restrict the user usage. We can easily clear the SOC audit. We can have, if you are working for a banking project, you can check with the basil standards, if your standards, and check for any fraud detection over there. If you have any working for healthcare, business standards, you can use it for detection, fraud detection. Any questions? My today my intention is very simple. just to show a very simple example of how Python works. Okay, here if you see, if you come across looking at any eh, code with if conditions and else condition, this is a hard coded program, but nothing like that. It is just an anomaly detection. Okay, just find out what is the percentage of data, and yes, in future classes I will show pandas or how strong pandas are. Accessing putting the data, accessing the reports is much faster with pandas apart from a basic traditional program. Any questions? I'm just stopping the recording. Any questions or any suggestions?